shelters each year. Not just once, not just 1 year or 2 years, each year. Let me set the scene for you. Okay, so you're going through a rural country. You're enjoying the scenery, it's beautiful, the weather's nice, everything's beautiful. You look off in the distance and you see a small blur. And you get closer to it and you realize it's a skeletal dog. It's walking, the ribs are showing, the eyes are droopy, the skin is kind of deteriorating. This is what's happening. If you see this once, you will see it 10 times more again in a 5-mile radius. Sick. Animal overpopulation is a widely known crisis that is easily being overlooked and neglected. The rapid growth in canine overpopulation is because of the 3 points that I'm going to touch on: insufficient funds, abandonment, and neglect to spay or neuter animals. My first point brings me to pet is a family. When you adopt a pet, you are adopting a child, you're adopting a baby, you're a dependent. Everything is dependent on this thing. But as the economic crisis has hit, according to this CNBC article in 2011, 18.4 million homes were abandoned. If they can abandon a home, they're also abandoning their animals. People are dropping off their animals in rural countries at abandoned homes. It's an easy expense to get rid of. Dogs not only take dog toys or dog beds or loving care, it also takes vaccinations, spaying and neutering, veterinary visits, etc. Starved dogs have, because I work at the vet clinic, I'm the greatest primary source to really talk about this. I've been working there since May of 2010. And since then, it is easy to say that I have seen an increase in starved dogs, people bringing in from rescue shelters, everything, beaten up, dog attacked, coyote attacks, everything. It is something to say that is not efficient. And this leads me to my next point of animal abandonment. All these points kind of generally mesh together because it is kind of like a ball rolling kind of effect, where one affects the other, affects the other, affects the other. So with the economic crisis, it also affects the abandonment. In an article in RSPCA, news article in 2010, 4,966 dogs were abandoned in 1 year. With that even being said, euthanasia, which means you putting down your animal, has been skyrocketing. Shelters are overfull. People are dropping off animals at pet stores, and the pet stores don't know what to do with them. So shelters are rejecting the animals, the no-kill shelters, and sending them to pounds, which only give them 3 days to live. But even that is changing, where they're actually putting down older dogs within 1 day. Adoption rates are not steady at all. They're actually leaving instead of coming in, or coming in instead of leaving. And according to the DVM magazine in 2011, with an interview of Andrew Kaplan, which is the founder of one of the spay and neuter clinics in New York City, amazing guy, you should look him up. He said adoption is not working. 5 to 10 million dogs and cats are killed each year. 25,000 a day in the US. We can go to a shelter and kill all the animals, and overpopulation will be gone for 1 day, but the next day the problem will be back. This leads me to my next point. Owners don't consider spay and neutering as important, but little do they realize that if you're going to abandon your dog, you are taking away not only their life, but the life of 7 other litters that can come out of them, because they're not doing anything about it. So vaccination, yes, it's heartbreaking. They can get disease and they will die. But that disease will pass on to 3 other litters. Now, Webster's Dictionary of neuter means to spay or castrate, also known as defertilization, like you're making it impossible for them to reproduce, which isn't completely bad, but it's not necessarily good either. In a Journal of Applied Science in 2005, by a collection of vets, proved that fixed dogs are less likely to be abandoned. Because if you're putting money into your animal, you're not going to abandon it. But this is a statistic that actually shocked me. 667 dogs that were altered or put down. 27,020 dogs who were not altered were put down in the year of 2011. In an article from the website of 2010 called SAVE, an acronym standing for Saving Animals Volunteers Engaged, an unspayed cat that's running loose can have up to 400,000 kittens in one lifetime. That is one cat. A non-neutered dog, one non-neutered dog can have 67,000 puppies in one lifetime. Currently, in the past week, I actually had a client come in who brought in 3 puppies. They're currently battling parvo, so we're hoping for the best. She actually found these dogs in an abandoned home, and it wasn't just 3 puppies, it was 9 dogs. She only brought in 3. So if we calculate this, if she didn't bring in and find those dogs within the time period that she did, and each dog can have 67,000 puppies. In combination, that is 603,000 dogs in one lifetime with those. So therefore, those dogs will either be killed, hit by a car, shot. People are actually going around shooting the dogs, so they're attacking their dogs. Coyote food, and also they will be starved to death and actually produce more animals. So I would like to follow up by saying, this is actually a picture taken. The ribs are showing. You can see that the uterus and the nipples and everything are actually, so she just currently had puppies. So when a mother has puppies and she can't feed them, those puppies are starving just like she is. This is a normal life, except this dog looks as if it's kind of been out for a while, but the eyes are still there, but it's trying to find its resources. This is an everyday life of a puppy, and these are just 2 of them. This isn't even remotely close to what the effects are really. In conclusion, all these points show a hand on overpopulation. Animal overpopulation is caused by, like I said, inadequate owners, followed by abandonment, and lack of precautionary actions in order to help women reproduction. In the past 10 years, there's an increase in number of animal euthanasia because of the abandonment. Animals are like children. I'm not trying to persuade you in any way, I'm just trying to give you the fact that they are children, they are dependent on you. When you take that responsibility, you are taking on the responsibility of a child. This is a current crisis, and with being able to understand the causes of it, it is safe to say change may be in the future. This is my puppy that I rescued in May. She was on Highway 371. It started out with 1 dog, and I started gaining its trust with a Subway sandwich. Within 5 minutes, 4 more dogs showed up. Out of the 5, I only got to rescue 2 of them. I hope for a better future.